Hi guys, good morning. Let's do a read really quick. I hope you guys slept good. I replay our conversations over and over. Some of you guys have a difference with someone that I can already feel it. You've had so many conversations with this person a million fucking times in a million different ways, and honestly, things just don't get resolved. Things don't move past the point that they are in. Soul healing in the reverse. This person doesn't have intent to change. They don't have intent to grow. They do understand what you're saying, I believe. And if they don't, then they don't care. Or the third option would be that you both feel the same and you're coming at this conversation from two different ends. That's happened to me one time. I was with one guy for about 7 years at one point. We'd had a lot of arguments. It was my most rooted relationship. For many, many years we fought about many things. I should have never even probably started the relationship. I remember hiding in the bathroom during one fight, really right at the beginning, knowing that this was not the way that I wanted to communicate. And that the communication that we had was really very toxic. This could be the same thing that you have going on with a family member or even a lover. I also hear that some of you guys had a friend that you got into an argument with. And as you replay these conversations over and over and over, honestly, it re-triggers the trauma for you. It says your soul is not healing regarding this matter. And, I think any normal person would assume that we would need that second person involved to kind of find closure on the matter. And you don't. You don't, you guys. Every time you try to communicate with this person, it just turns you into somebody that you're not. It pulls up a lot of pain for you. It makes you behave and become a person that is very painful for you. It says that you need to align with your own essence and you need to see your true colors. So how you can see your true colors, you guys, is you just need to feel it out. You need to experience joyful things. Just go out and try new experiences. The only way to change is to do different. Living and repeating the same old things, even if it's not with the same people, it's not really changing. It's kind of just buying time, killing time, passing time. When you experience new things, you get this sense of curiosity and joy that you can't get from old things. There's nothing like a sense of curiosity and allowing your inner child to kind of like also choose what to do sometimes. I see that the people that are you're surrounding yourself, they're not pure. We have the purity card in the reverse, and this person's also blindfolded. I just don't feel like they have intent to actually ever see things the way that you're hoping that you will. I don't think you're ever going to come to the agreement, the realization, the love, the relationship that you want. And it's breaking you down, and you're not taking action for whoever I'm speaking to. They're not going to take action either. There's no action going to be taken, guys. You just got to ask yourself, like, how much longer can I fucking honestly deal with this? Should you have to? You should have never. None of us should have ever actually dealt with anybody, honestly, that cuts us down or makes us earn a place in their life. We have to earn it. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Some people are like that. And I'm not going to say that they're bad people, because I've seen a lot of intelligent and very, very smart and cautious people use that strategy as well. In fact, one of my most successful uncles does that. He doesn't even let me fucking be his niece. I still haven't earned the respect to be the niece. Mind blown, bro. Anyways, I've known a lot of people like that. They develop that sense of caution from being hurt. A logical and an intelligent person really doesn't let people get close to them until you earn your right to. And by that time, it's almost like you passed through some kind of college or military sorority. And you had to get literally beat down to even join the fucking club. And smile. I'm not personally that type of person. I'm more of a person that you get all of my respect until you lose it. So I feel like that's probably what's going on a lot. You guys are just working at things. You may even have the same dream or goal in mind. Some people don't. You know, I've had to leave a lot of people in my life behind because they weren't actually striving for higher or better. Some people are okay with the bare minimum. And I just feel like clearly you're not. You want more. You want something more. And you're not getting it. Wherever you're not getting it, you have to just release those things. And it seems like that's what this week's going to be about. I talked about releasing things last night as well. And I think that's going to be a good idea for all of us to do. We're really closing out a big chapter of our life. It's a very, very hard thing to do, but it was also a very hard chapter to even fucking live. So if you think the release part is going to be difficult, guys, honestly, you got to think about how many years you've stayed. What's it going to honestly take you to get over this breakup or this separation? It's going to take understanding and space. And a couple months, really, it's going to take you a couple months, babe. As long as you get out there and you start actually doing some stuff that you've been wanting to do, think about it. When we're in relationships and you're asking somebody, oh, can I do this or can I hang out with my friend? And they're like, no. You know, whether or not they're insecure or rude or controlling, there's plenty of times when we wanted to do tons of things and we were disappointed to be told we couldn't. Why don't you start with that? Why don't you just get a list and just start writing down things that you've been wanting to do? Why don't you even go farther back before relationships? When you were a kid and you asked your parent to do something and they had control over you. Nobody ever really when we're talking about our type of people, more than likely, we didn't really have any of that time to do us, to do you. You didn't have any time to do you. I didn't either. And I started to realize that. I started to realize that I'd spent my whole life being my parents' property. And at 14, I got my first love. Before I graduated high school, I was pregnant. I never actually developed into an individual. And I was kind of a servant leader in many areas of my life. I was always striving to do the best that I could at school. Felt like that was one place that I felt like I could do good or be proud. I didn't feel like I'd gotten that at home. But I must have at some point at least been acknowledged in school that, hey, you're good at this, because it stuck with me. I knew that at least for one thing in my life, I was good at working, or I was good at going to school, I was good at education. To me, that was my foundation. And the next thing for me was I'd be just focused on starting a family that I had always dreamed of having myself. But you got to watch those type of things, you guys. You got to understand that it's not our responsibility to replace what we didn't have. It's really just our responsibility to acknowledge it for what it was. And to be able to be your true self. No matter who that is to anybody. If you feel joyful and you feel at peace and you feel at contentment, and the only thing that disrupts or disturbs you is the fact that somebody else is saying they don't like who you are, that's on them. And we just got to hold on to that self-worth and that individuality about ourselves, because it's gold. It's gold. God does not make mistakes, babe. You're perfectly made, and you're beautiful, and you're amazing, and I want you to focus on being an individual this year. And you can hang out with whoever you want. But listen to your heart and listen to your soul and your body and your divine and your intuition while guiding yourself through. And if you feel like doing it, do it. And if you don't, then it's a no. And you're being challenged to actually speak on this promptly. That's what's going on here, okay? So good luck.